All right, so here are some mistakes to avoid when you're creating your budget and starting to manage your finances better. The first mistake would be not budgeting for generosity. This is so important to remain a generous person, even with a budget. I personally have a certain amount of money that I have budgeted that I give away to organizations or people. The next mistake to avoid with your personal finances is trying to live at a higher lifestyle than your finances can afford. They'll get a house that's just outside of their price range, and then they'll buy a car that's just a little bit outside of their price range. You can get caught paying off these debts that are a result of you living at a higher lifestyle than you can afford. The third thing that I would say to get you in a great financial position would be to pay off all your credit card debt as soon as possible. What happens with credit cards is any amount that you have on your credit card at the end of the month, the interest rate averages 20% on that amount that's left. You can really easily get yourself into some pretty scary debt if you continue to carry a balance on your credit card. I'm at a place where I never carry a balance on my credit card. That's what I recommend, and that's what's worth working towards, is never pay interest to the credit card company. You can use a credit card, just make sure to pay it off every month. A trick that I do too is I pay off my credit card weekly. Every week I'll pay it off and pay it down, and that way just between my bank account and my credit card, I never think that I have more money than I actually have, if that makes sense. The other mistake that I see when people are managing their finances is they don't budget for the fun things. They end up not following their budget at all and throwing it out because they're on a vacation. Make a plan to have fun money in your budget, however many dollars a month for that vacation or for that fun thing. Don't limit yourself and take away all your hobbies and all the fun stuff. Include that in your budget. That allows you to also track that and really keep that at a manageable place too. You want to have fun, but you don't want to have the kind of fun that takes you outside of what you can afford. The other thing that I see people doing to avoid is build up your savings account before you start investing. You should have at least $1,000 to $2,000 in your savings account for emergencies before you start looking at investing. And that is just a great cushion to be able to have, because let's be honest, life happens. There's things that happen, and having that emergency fund is really important for those things. It's not an emergency fund as in it's an emergency, I need to buy this wedding ring, or not an emergency like it's an emergency, I need a little bit better of a car, but it's genuinely a fund for those emergency type situations, like if a window in your house was broken or something like that.